Hey guys, we're in more Sun-Uranus conjunction energy to begin our day today. The exact to the minute conjunction, alignment, activation between the Sun and Uranus and Taurus actually happened late last night or very early this morning, depending on where in the world you are. So again, we have another day that is very much characterized by this conjunction between the Sun and Uranus. Expect the unexpected, unusual, bizarre, erratic encounters, behaviors, interactions, things sort of happening out of the blue. All of this Uranus Sun type stuff, again, coming through today. Although today, we are in black moon energy, you guys. The moon left Gemini last night, and actually for the exact to the minute activation of Uranus and the Sun was forming a conjunction to the black moon. So we have black moon vibes to talk about today in conjunction with the Sun-Uranus conjunction. So lots of info, lots of energy. Let's jump into the report and talk about how this may be playing out for us on the ground today. Welcome back to my channel, everybody. Today is Thursday, May 5th, 2022. My name is Aubrey, and this is your astrological outlook of the day. Lots of energy to talk about again today. The Sun, Uranus, and conjunction. This activation, as I said in my intro, came to its exact alignment to the minute overnight last night. It was actually 3:10 a.m. Eastern time, so wherever that falls, where you are in the world, that's when the exact to the minute alignment occurred. And as we begin the day, these planets are still together at the same degree, but the Sun will actually move out of exact conjunction as we get more towards the evening tonight. So we've actually hit like the climax of this energy. It was probably a bit more powerful and palpable as it was building and coming into this exact alignment, but we are still in this conjunction big time. So definitely more of this expect the unexpected energy today, probably perhaps some disruptions to the normal like flow of things, to the daily schedules, to just like the basic status quo of how our life is normally operating. When we have Uranus and the Sun together, things can kind of get thrown up in the air a little bit. Shakeups, shocks, surprises, but ultimately, you guys, Uranus is the planet ruling Aquarius, ruling our energetic shift into the age of Aquarius. And Uranus is also like the galactic fixer. Uranus puts things right. And so when we have Uranus making aspects and the Sun conjuncting Uranus, this is a big time Uranus activation. The things that are happening, the shifts that are taking place, dynamic change, also very much represented by this, is for the purpose of actually realigning things for us in a way that can lead us down a path to expressing and activating our authentic potential and the growth that universe is calling us towards at this point in time in terms of rising into our potential as we are transitioning ages into the age of Aquarius, the age of self-knowledge, self-mastery, self-empowerment, co-creation with God and universe. In order to get on that page, we really need to be going through these realignments right now, and a lot is falling out that is no longer in authentic alignment with what is really true with our, like truly in alignment with our heart and our personal truth at this point in time. And we are also in some very, very faded energy right now. We are in an eclipse window. We had an eclipse with our new moon in Taurus. We're going to be having an eclipse with the full moon in Taurus and Scorpio. We're in eclipse season, and eclipse season is very much so based around the nodes of the moon, and the north node of the moon rules destiny. It's the path ahead. It's the hand of God. It's the lesson plan at this point in time collectively and in our own individual lives. And the south node, this rules karma and the past and what we essentially need to graduate from in order to go in this new direction. So the things that are happening right now, the things that are falling away, the things that are coming into our life, these dynamic changes and these really divinely timed realignments that are happening are part of this process right now, helping us to make this energetic shift into the age of Aquarius. And things may just be a bit wild today in this energy. We may feel a little bit out of control. And the main difference that we have going on today in terms of the Sun-Uranus conjunction present today as opposed to yesterday has a lot to do with the moon's placement, you guys. We're in black moon energy today. As I said in my intro, the moon left Gemini and moved into Cancer, where the black moon is currently located. And at the exact moment of this alignment to the minute that happened overnight, early morning last night, the moon, was actually in pretty much an exact conjunction with the black moon. So black moon energy generally can have a tendency of bringing up some more like heavy vibes, heavy feelings, really sort of pulling us into the shadows of our psyche. Black moon in Cancer has a lot to do with perceived feelings of lack of care, lack of support, lack of security, lack of nurturing, and perhaps lack of appreciation for what we do and our contribution to care for and to serve and to nurture and to love others. It can also bring up fears of abandonment and fears of being alone. And with this Uranus Sun energy and this dynamic change energy, realignments, things falling away, and I mean, Uranus ultimately wants to liberate us as well from the things that are holding us back from aligning with that authentic truth. So some of these shifts that may be going on right now, some of these changes that may be going on right now in this energy today may have us perceiving ourselves as sort of being on our own or having to face like the world alone with this Cancer Black moon alignment coming in alongside of this Uranus energy. We may today sort of feel like whatever happened yesterday, whatever has been happening with this Sun Uranus activation, sort of feeling like this is perhaps maybe like a solo mission that we're on at this point in time. And like maybe we feel like we can't rely on anybody for support, and maybe we feel like we're being unrecognized for what we've contributed in this energy as well. It's also interesting because we currently have the Black moon right now at 3 degrees of Cancer. And that Sabian symbol is an Arctic explorer leads a reindeer through icy canyons. So even this is talking about, perhaps the sense of emotional frigidity today, things feeling a bit emotionally cold. Maybe we're feeling iced out. And again, this Arctic explorer leads a reindeer through icy canyons. We might feel like we are navigating this path at this point in time, sort of by ourselves on our own, exploring these new terrains, setting out in this new direction by ourselves, and maybe like it's just an icy environment, like we are just not receiving the affection, the love, the nurturing, the care, the support that we might like to, as we are shifting our lives and going in this radically new direction, perhaps with all of this Uranus energy that we have going on right now. We might feel like literally like we are just heading out in this new direction and braving it on our own, and like we can't rely on or depend on like the support, the care, the nurturing from others in this energy that we have going on, and with the Black moon specifically at this degree. So this may be sort of what we're dealing with today, just in terms of the vibration. But remember, this is Black moon energy. This is not, and this is a moon transit as well. This is more about our perception, our emotional perception of things today. And it's not necessarily the truth of the matter, like what is actually going on. Now, another aspect of the energy that we have coming through today, with the moon being in Cancer, conjuncting the Black moon, of course, means that it will also be forming a square to Aries planets. And because we're Cancer and Aries are both cardinal signs, and so planets coming to the same degrees of those signs form a square aspect, a 90-degree aspect to each other. So we have Venus currently at 4 degrees of Aries, and we also have Chiron at 15 degrees of Aries. And the moon is actually going to be forming a square to both of those planets today. So the moon forming the square to Venus, currently in Aries, moving on then to form the square to Chiron, while we're also in this Black moon energy and also in this Uranus Sun energy. This aspect on the side of this other business that we have going on may be like pushing us to try to self-soothe today through indulging in various forms of pleasure. Venus in the sign of Aries. Venus in Aries, this is a very active energy in terms of pursuing the things that we desire. Like, this is a very assertive energy in terms of going after what we want. And with Venus and Aries today, the square to the moon, again, this Black moon energy, we may be like feeling like we need to go at it alone, but we're going to do what we need to do to make ourselves feel better. Like, we're going to do what we want today, perhaps, to alleviate maybe some of this like emotional unease or these deeper feelings, these heavier feelings that are going on inside of us. Like, we may be just like ready to indulge or to pursue or to go after what we want today to try to like self-soothe or alleviate, again, some of these emotional issues that we may be navigating, sort of make ourselves feel better. Then again, we have also the moon moving into a square with Chiron later in the day, and this is a square aspect. Squares bring conflict, tension, irritation, and they generally are, trying to help us break through something in one way or another when we have the square, the 90-degree aspect present. And this is Chiron. This is the wounded healer teacher archetype. So emotional wounds, dealing with the moon, ruling our emotions and our feelings could also be triggered by this aspect that we have going on today as well. And it could put even a greater emphasis to some extent on these feelings of being unappreciated, unsupported, or kind of bring us back perhaps to maybe some of like the origins of these wounds or of these shadow side issues in terms of this lack of care, lack of support, lack of nurturing. Mother issues as well could definitely be coming up in this energy with the black moon in Cancer. Because Cancer, this is a sign ruling the mother and the home and how we nurture and care for and love ourselves and others. And with the black moon today being activated by the moon, also forming the square to Chiron, this could be triggering or kicking up perhaps some deep childhood wounds also that are sort of playing into these emotional issues, these heavier black moon emotional issues that we may be facing in this energy today. But remember, you guys, we're dealing in the black moon. Whenever the black moon is being activated, it's really for the purpose of showing us our own shadows so that we can integrate, heal, transcend, overcome, and rise out, gain mastery over these circumstances. This really sort of reminds me of this Chiron archetype, this hero's journey that we are in all year. And with the black moon and Chiron being triggered simultaneously today, the wounds that we're dealing with now, the issues that are surfacing, the black moon, the shadow side issues that we are gaining an awareness of now are really to help us heal some of these original wounds that have been keeping us out of our power and prohibiting us from being able to gain this sense of true like self-reliance and emotional regulation coming from within ourselves. That's sort of the lesson that we are learning to grow into with the black moon in Cancer. So we may be being showed our insecurities today in regards to our self-love and our ability to be self-reliant and to regulate our own emotions. It's kind of like trying to show us where we perhaps are a bit needy and how does that impact our ability to care for ourselves, to care for others, and to feel secure in and of ourselves and in our reality as well. So that all kind of going together today could be bringing up perhaps some more emotional issues that we're dealing with and navigating today. And of course, we still do have the sun in conjunction to Uranus as well. So more of just this erratic, unusual behavior, encounters, interactions, conversations, occurrences going on, shaking things up a little bit. And again, we may feel like things are just a little bit out of control today in this energy. Now, one thing that we can do to perhaps alleviate some of this today with Venus in Aries and forming the square to the moon, actively engaging in self-care is something that could help us out in the vibes today and making our own well-being a personal priority. Now, in this energy, we really want to try to detach ourselves emotionally from feeling like we need others to make us feel safe or to make us feel validated or to make us like to validate our own knowledge about how we are caring and nurturing and serving and appreciating others. In this energy, we do much better to really turn this energy sort of inwards. And if we feel like, our contribution is not being recognized or appreciated, or we can't depend on the support or the nurturing or the care from others, with Venus in Aries, again, this very assertive drive to sort of pursue what we want and what we desire, turning that inward and really like actively Aries engaging in some personal self-care and focusing on our own well-being today, detached from, what we may or may not be receiving from others. Again, this receptive energy creating these shadow side issues in the Cancer and the sign of Cancer. This may really help us out today, or may be one of the things that can help us the most to alleviate some of these issues that we're dealing with. So, we don't want to take it over the top and just indulging in any pleasures that we feel like are soothing or self-medicating, which may be a tendency as well with the moon squaring Venus in this energy that may be really triggering us in one way or another, but actively engaging in positive self-care, self-nurturing, self-love, and just, again, emphasizing our own well-being in terms of what we can do for ourselves is a very positive way to use this energy today. Now, relationships and financial issues, financial dynamics, partnerships, work relationships, these type of things may come up today as well. They may be sort of like the prominent themes that we're dealing with in terms of the struggles that we're facing, or in terms of these sort of wild or bizarre or unusual things that are happening. We have Venus today at 4 degrees of Aries. That Sabian symbol is two lovers strolling through a secluded park. So with Venus at this degree today, it could definitely, we could definitely be seeking the company of others, I guess you could say, to sort of perhaps alleviate maybe some of these issues that we're dealing with today. Or it could be relationship issues generally that are really contributing to triggering these black moon issues today, or these wounds, or what we're struggling with. But one way or another, relationships, partnerships, pairs, financial arrangements, circumstances, situations could be taking a forefront today. Not only because we're dealing with the sign of Taurus, but Venus particularly being at this degree about the two lovers taking the secluded walk. This to me is bringing an additional layer of relationship dynamics into it. And again, with Venus and square to the moon today, we really may be like seeking out some type of company in order to try to alleviate some of these issues. But again, we really want to make sure that we're keeping the focus on taking good care of ourselves in this energy and not looking for others to make us feel better, because that may be a strong tendency with what we have going on, but it's not really the cure for the root cause, the root issue. Like, it may be sort of like a little band-aid, but it's not going to solve the problem for us, okay? But another aspect of the energy that we have going on today, there is a theme about breakthroughs coming through. I mean, we're talking about these square aspects to Chiron and to Venus. Squares represent tension, but it's building for the purpose of bringing us to some type of breakthrough that leads to some type of an evolution and solution and resolution. But breakthroughs specifically are also being indicated today in the midst of this heavier energy by the position of both the Earth and Jupiter. We have the Earth today actually at 16 degrees of Taurus. That Sabian symbol is a girl's face breaking into a smile. So whatever is transpiring in this energy today, you guys, it's actually helping us to break through in some way that will return us to a sense of genuine happiness somehow. And we also have Jupiter right now at 29 degrees of Pisces. That Sabian symbol is light breaking into many colors as it passes through a prism. So we have two Sabian symbols, the position of the Earth, what's going on the ground, and also the position of Jupiter in Pisces, 29 degrees of Pisces, bringing us this expansion of spiritual truth and conscious awakening and conscious awareness, and the Earth talking about the girl's face breaking into a smile, Jupiter talking about light breaking into many colors as it passes through a prism. There are breakthroughs taking place in this energy. And it is actually to show us the beauty, to show us the layers, to show us the dimensions of our experience, and ultimately help us to return to that place of genuine happiness. The girl's face breaking into a smile. And then we have another aspect playing out today, and that is Mars in Pisces is still forming an exact sextile to the sun today in the sign of Taurus. So there is a spiritual energy, Mars in Pisces, that is actually actively supporting whatever is unfolding today in this energy. There is definitely like a divine inspiration, a divine passion that is kind of like an undercurrent in whatever is unfolding with Mars and Sun Uranus making this aspect a sextile. This is a facilitating and assisting aspect. And we have the sun today at 16 degrees of Taurus. That Sabian symbol is an old teacher fails to interest his students in traditional knowledge. And then we have Mars today at 16 degrees of Pisces. That Sabian symbol is in the quiet of his study, a creative individual experiences a flow of inspiration. So these two planets in the sextile, in their signs, Taurus and Pisces, in the midst of all of this other energy that we have unfolding today, I feel like this is talking about the trajectory that we are on right now is in regards to embracing the future, actually, and breaking away from the beliefs, the mindsets, the lessons, the understandings, and the traditions of this past paradigm in a lot of ways. And this is happening through this divine inspiration and this spiritual conscious awakening that's coming through the position of the sun. An old teacher fails to interest his students in traditional knowledge. I feel like this is talking about, again, these like hierarchies and these the purging of the priesthood. If you guys have been following my work, you know we've been talking about this degree quite a bit. That's actually the position that Neptune is still at right now, and we had Jupiter and Neptune conjoining at that degree, and we have Pluto in the very end of Capricorn right now as well. And I feel like the sun at this position today is really referencing the fact that this old world, this old mindset, this old belief system, this old programming that has been maintaining from the previous Pisces era is just not doing it for us anymore. We are not interested. We are not grasping it. Like the old tactics, the old means, the old mechanisms, the old ways of sort of like teaching humanity or like controlling the mind of the collective of humanity generally is just not working anymore. And with the South Node in Scorpio and Pluto in the end of Capricorn and Uranus and the sun together as well, we are ready for the new world. Like we're ready for the new lessons, the new information, the new instruction that is relevant and relating to the lessons we need to learn, moving into this new energy that can really help us go through this hero's journey and this process of gaining self-mastery, self-knowledge, self-enlightenment, self-empowerment, and ultimately this ability to co-create with God and universe. It's like we want the teacher, we want the new teacher teaching us the lessons of the new paradigm, the new age, the new laws of this reality, and we are no longer so interested in learning or accepting the past teachings that have kept us in this place of lack of recognition of the truth of our value, the truth of our power, the truth of our worth, and all that represents in terms of our ability to really co-create our experiences and our life with God and universe and bring ourselves to a place of being able to magnetize, attract, and open to receive all of this abundance, miracles, blessings, potentials, opportunities, connections that are trying to come through to us in this 222 year, representing all of those things to bring us an honest, genuine, heart-based sense of fulfillment as we move into this age of Aquarius. I find that to be very interesting in the context of all this other energy, the placement of the sun today. And then again, like I said, the position of Mars today in the quiet of his study, a creative individual experiences the flow of inspiration. It is because of this inspiration that is coming through, this spiritual connection, this conscious awakening, conscious awareness that is turning us off to the paradigm of the past and the teachings of the past and really opening us up to this yearning for understanding, healing, growth, in alignment with the trajectory we are going on now and our progression into the age of Aquarius. So that is essentially, you guys, what we have going on in our chart today in terms of our energy. Heavier emotions, perhaps. We may really be in our feelings. We may really be feeling unappreciated, unsupported, and like we are sort of facing things on our own. Like we're sort of walking, exploring, Arctic explorer, leading reindeer through the icy canyon, sort of on our own path right now, and maybe, you know, feeling a little disappointed that we don't have the people standing behind us that maybe we thought we would, you know, as we are setting out in this new direction. But again, in this energy, it's coming up because it's trying to help us gain the ability to sort of like do this for ourselves. And that's why actively engaging Venus and Aries in self-love, self-care, like nurturing ourselves today, and really just focusing on our own well-being is probably one of the best ways that we can handle this energy going throughout the day. So that's what I have for the astrology today, you guys. Let's talk about the tarot for a second. This is going to be a very brief tarot time that we have going on today because I shuffled the deck 3 times and only one card came out for us, but it really says a lot, you guys, especially in conjunction with what we have going on the back of the deck. So the card that we had coming out today, in spite of this black moon energy and, you know, maybe perhaps these heavier feelings, God really wants, spirit universe really wants us to realize that we're at the point of a breakthrough right now. Like I said, light breaking into many colors as it passes through a prism. And right here, we have the 10 of Cups that came out today, which is embodying this prism, essentially, this rainbow, and the girl's face breaking into a smile as well. Like, these are very happy children. These are very happy people. And so we just need to remember whatever is going on in this energy, you guys, it's a fleeting transit. We are in a moon transit. This is a black moon energy. By the time that the moon leaves Cancer this weekend, as we're heading into this weekend, a lot of these perceived feelings that we're dealing in right now will have sort of evaporated. We won't be feeling that way anymore. So we really want to try not to attach to whatever negative feelings are coming up today. And remember, universe wants us to know we are heading towards this 10 of Cups. These changes, these realignments, this Uranus energy is trying to put us back on the path to receiving in alignment with our heart's like true authentic fulfillment. What will bring us to that? What will allow us to have that experience, this 10 of Cups experience. And again, this is the cups. This is terms of our emotions. So whatever we're dealing in today, you guys, we don't really need to worry ultimately. And we need to remain in our faith, connected to this divine inspiration. And again, do what we need to do to take care of ourselves today to make up for any way we may feel uncared for or unsupported by others. And then on the back of the deck, we had the Knight of Wands in reverse. So it's sort of like this may be telling me like we may feel like we are lacking that inspiration today, even though we have Mars and the Sun at those degrees, speaking specifically to this shift from the past ways of understanding and learning and accepting knowledge to the future ways, and this really being like driven or motivated by this divine inspiration. We do have that coming through in terms of the Mars Sun sextile that we have going on today outside of the other aspects. But in this black moon energy, we may feel as though we may be perceiving ourselves to be lacking some like inspiration or some passion or some motivation to move forward towards this 10 of Cups. But no worries, you guys. This is going to be alleviated. This is just a perceived feeling right now. The card that came out of the deck for us was the 10 of Cups. We are heading in this direction. We cannot lose faith. We are moving. Things are moving for us and not against us, depending, like, regardless of how they feel. But in this energy right now, we may just not feel like we have the willpower or the support or the passion or the inspiration to pursue those things. But again, you guys, this energy will shift. This energy will change, and we need not attach to it, because the 10 of Cups is where we're going. The girl's face breaking into a smile and light breaking into many colors as it passes through a prism. The rainbow always also makes me think of Chiron, because that Sabian symbol is a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. This is also, there's like 10 pots of gold in this card, and we do have Chiron activated as well. So whatever is happening in this energy, you guys, it's ultimately trying to liberate us from perceived negative feelings about our ability to care for, support, nurture ourselves, or any type of sort of externalized neediness, and bring us back to the understanding of the truth of the value, the worth, the love that we have inside of us, and what we can truly create, magnetize, and attract to ourselves when we are aligned with that place. So that's what we have in terms of our tarot cards today, you guys. Let's now grab a synchronicity card and see what additional message God wants to give us. We already got one. It fell on the floor. I gotta grab it. This is really funny too. The card that just came out of the deck, shuffled it literally for like 2 seconds, and we had one flying out, and it says root out negativity, y'all. These cards are amazing. They're by Jana Shellman. Thank you so much, Jana, for sending me these cards. I'm so grateful. They are such a just useful and significant tool to confirm the energy that is playing out on a daily basis. This card, root out negativity. It says, root out, pull down, destroy. Jeremiah 1:10. You must root out, pull down, and destroy all of your negative attitudes, false beliefs, erroneous opinions, and ill will of every kind. You must completely alter the way you do things in your home and business. Do everything from a standpoint of the law of love and divine harmony. You will experience an enormous change in all phases of your life. You will meet all problems with faith in God, and you will overcome. So couldn't be more perfect for the black moon energy that we are dealing with today in the midst of all of this other crazy stuff that is unfolding with the sun and Uranus and the squares and Mars and the sun as well. Root out negativity, you guys. That is the message from God today that we need to keep in mind as we are navigating this energy. And again, that's what I've been saying. We need to not attach to whatever negativity may be arising today and realize that these are just perceived feelings in this moment because of this activation that is trying to give us an awareness of where we are feeling unable to care for or support ourselves and how we may be projecting that out, and how we may be attaching to the perceptions of just lack of support, lack of care, lack of appreciation generally. So that's what we got going on today. Message from the stars, message from the cards, root out negativity, you guys. And the 10 of Cups. I mean, a girl's face breaking into a smile. It's all good, you guys. It's all good. So we are not going to let it get us down today, and we are going to do our best to, as this card said, root out, pull down, and destroy all of our negative attitudes, false beliefs, and erroneous opinions and ill will in this energy. And that is what is going to help us actively engaging in self-care as well, taking care of ourselves, nurturing ourselves, giving ourselves some additional self-love today, and just generally minding our own well-being and our own business is probably the best way that we can get through this energy, and it is heading in a good direction for us as well. So that's what I got today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope I was able to provide something for you that can give you a little bit of whatever you might need as you're navigating your day, your life, your experience today. Thank you so much for being here. If you did like this video, guys, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends if you think that they would be interested. Leave me comments, you guys. I absolutely love your comments. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. Seriously, thank you guys so much for being here and being on this journey with me. I have a Facebook page, a Facebook group, website, and some additional social media stuff. Those are in my description box below, and come back with me tomorrow, you guys. We are going to have a weekend of astrology to talk about. The black moon will be moving out of Cancer, I think on Saturday, so that vibe is going to go to the wayside as well, and we just got some more stuff to get into for this weekend, so I will be here. You should be here too. Have a beautiful day, everybody. Root out that negativity, engage in some self-care, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.